Anyhow, we'd like to welcome you to the Montague Grange's third annual theater presentation entitled The Real Housewives of Cricket County, put on by the way off Broadway players, who are Grange members and members and their families and all that. These are not professional actors, so I want you to keep that in mind. They're not professionals, but they're fun folk. The Grange is a fraternal organization developed to benefit farmers and rural community and to represent these communities in government matters. An interesting fact, the rural free delivery system was began here at the Grange. It's interesting. Montague Grange was founded in 1904 when there were many farms in town, and most of the farmers and their families were Grange members. Ann's grandpa, who knows Ann?
I do.
Ann's grandpa used to farm right next to here, and there's a photograph of him someplace. If you can find him and you don't know who he is, I'd like to know about that.
Is that the ghost?
All right, so that's an interesting fact for you to know. In order to keep this historic building and organization going, over the last few years there have been interesting programs presented at meetings on the third Wednesday of each month, starting with a covered dish supper. And usually they uncover the dishes when they're going to eat. And then this month would be a good month to join. We want them to join, right? Oh, and so keep that in mind. Matter of fact, this month is the annual bake-off. And if you don't like that, you can bake right out. If you don't like to bake, you could be a judge. That's fun. Judge is fun. All right? There is also the community garden out back. We'll take a tour of that after the show. The harvest party for the town, canning, sewing, and flower arranging, all this fun stuff. Check out the flyers in the back for the upcoming events, so please take the flyer when you leave. Last but not least, our theater group. Actually, last but not least, this group puts on one show a year. And Chris is always looking for people who say, "Oh, I could never do that. I can't act. I have no idea how to act. What am I going to act for? I can't act. I can't act. Can you act? I can't act. Don't ask me." And those are the kind of actors we're looking for. Because obviously they're the best, because it's very improv. All right, so, this is a very interesting fact. I think I like this. Chris wrote this. She wrote it in Braille, so I'm having a hard time. All right? This is interesting, I think. There is more laughter at the rehearsals than during the actual show. So the point is, if you guys laugh so loud, you'll have to wait to see the show again. So you don't laugh as loud as the rehearsals. So please laugh aloud. We'll consider it a great rehearsal for that point. So it's interesting to note that this is in the 30 years the Montague Grange has been a theater group called, years ago there was a theater group called the Montague Players. And they performed at the state meeting. Anybody at the state meeting? No, nobody was here. Okay. Anyhow, they're doing their best to follow their ancestors' footsteps. And I keep in mind that I believe there's a love offering bucket over there. Don't kick it, just put your money in it. We appreciate it very much. Anyhow, without further ado, I must introduce you to the feature program tonight, The Real Housewives of Cricket County.
Honeysuckles and magnolia she was walking up on that dirt path past my house, and she stopped by the old oak tree, and she looked around real suspicious-like, leaned up against the old oak tree, and she helped herself to a dip of snuff.
What did you say? She don't seem the type.
Well, you can't tell the size of a turnip by its tops. Well, I better go. I need both hands on my binoculars. Over and out.
Not neighborly spying like that.
Well, you know, I gotta find my fun where I can. You know, Mama always said that if life gives you scraps, make a quilt.
But it's embarrassing.
Oh, you know you love me, Harold.
Too late to trade you in now.
Well, lucky for you, because they don't make them like this anymore.
I said that to everybody. I said that's right. She'll give you the hair right off her back.
I love you too, my little kazoo. Now, I'm just going to go back and look out the window to see if I can have something for my 8 o'clock report. Anybody home? In here, Hattie. Child, I just heard the news. Where'd it happen? Oh, right here underneath this tree. Want to take a gander? Whoa.
You mean to tell me that in under 5 minutes all the Cricket County has heard about Edna Snuff dipping snuff under our oak tree?
What do you think these are for, Harold? Don't mind him. He don't know the fine art of adventure living.
Charles Ray, you believe these women we married?
Well,
Be careful about what you say, Charles Ray. I'm standing right here.
I'm a happily married man. I love my wife, and I'm glad to have her.
That's right. Hush up before the baby starts to cry. Bless his heart. Engines run, but nobody's driving.
The way you two go on at each other.
Oh, it's all fun. He goes about me too, don't you? Say something funny about him, honey.
Go ahead, Charles Ray. Say something funny.
Harold, stay out of this.
Bless his heart. He can't think of one mean thing to say.
I'm a happily married man. I love my wife, and I love to have her.
Yes, Mom? Well, honey, you had your hair teased.
You like it?
Oh, you're a sight for sore eyes. Harold, tell him she's a sight for sore eyes.
Oh, Hattie, yeah, you real eyesore.
I just wanted to stop by and see the famous snuff dipping tree. Come on, Charles Ray. We got babies to bathe and dishes to wash and supper to cook.
That's an awful lot to get done one afternoon.
Oh, shucks. Charles Ray don't mind. And when he's done with all that, he still has time to rub my feet.
Happily married man. I love my wife.
Now, if you have anything new to report, you let me know. My walkie is charged and ready to go.
I will.
Bye.
Maybe it's because he loves her. Well, I'm going to go look out the window. I still haven't gotten anything from my 8 o'clock report.
Now what are you talking
Well,
about?
I'm not sure at all. There's something out here.
Make a beautiful honeysuckle. Spin honeysuckle.
Go ahead, Nebuchadnezzar.
Hey, Paula, you want some frog legs? My customers just ain't eating them. And I can bring some over if you want.
No, maybe later, Grandma. Tell her, but get yourself over here because there's something you got to see for yourself.
Well, don't pop your girdle. As soon as I close the diner, I'll be right over. Over now.
Over now. Do you want to know what I'm looking at? What you doing here so early in the afternoon?
I had to close up the hardware store real quick while I got home.
Ain't you supposed to be at work?
Uncle Harold done been shot.
Shot, I'll go get the alcohol.
Oh my goodness, shot. Let's see. Now, was it a rifle or a shotgun? And get my crochet hook because I'm going to have to dig out the bullet.
It was an arrow.
Well, bug season's months away. Where'd you get shot?
By that feller they call Cupid.
Don't that just dill my pickle? Now, Fester, you done scared us half to death. Cupid, wait a minute. Harold, Fester's done fall in love himself with a girl.
What's her name?
Dora Lee Grit.
Now,
Regret.
how do you know this is real love, Fester?
Well, I'm as sure as those rats run down the rafters.
Where'd you meet her?
At the hardware store where I work.
How long you knowed her?
Well, what time is it?
4 o'clock.
About 30 minutes ago. You see, she came in looking prettier than a store-bought China doll. She was in need of a plunger. I asked if she believed in love at first sight. She said no. So I informed her that we do have a plunger, but not here at this location, at our south location. She said she'd go pick one up right away.
But Fester, we only have one hardware store in Pickett County.
Right.
Are you confused, Harold?
Like a termite on a yo-yo.
Well, I was thinking,
But a fool me.
well, if that Cupid fellow reared back his arrow like this right here and shot me in the lonely heart of mine.
You don't explain why you sent her here for a plunger, Fester.
Well, I was hoping she believed in love at second sight. Everybody knows you two have the most perfect marriage in all of Cricket County. Aunt Polly, Uncle Harold, you gotta help me out, please.
Oh, calm down, child. We'll think of something.
But she's gonna be here any minute, and I'm not gonna know what to say to her. My brain's gonna get all froze up like.
Honey, you go, fetch the plunger. Me and Fester gonna have man-to-man talk.
Man to man? Oh, you mean Fester? Oh, okay. I'll be right back. I do have that plunger that I bought about 30 years ago. I'll go get that one.
Much obliged, Uncle.
All right.
Uncle Fester,
Sit down, Fester.
what you got in the box?
I wrote this love poetry to Polly over 30 years ago. We were courting over 30 years ago.
Golly, that sure is romantic.
Listen to this. Your eyes look at me like two blue bowling balls covered in hog lard. Your eyes always glisten like that. Your breath comes at me smelling like a gentle rose on a spring morning.
Ooh, spring morning, I like that.
Your golden locks of hair shine like a wet bird dog after pulling itself from a slimy swamp. Your lips remind me of an hourglass, except soft and timeless.
Ooh, that's good.
Your lips are like scarlet ribbon. Your mouth is lovely. That's straight from the good book, Fester.
Yes, sir.
Those who speak ill of you are never allowed to come near me because they're ugly and putrid in my sight. Now that's how you woo a woman, Fester.
Okay, sir.
Remember, behind every romantic poet is a good woman. Just don't tell your wife about the good woman. Have a joke, Fester.
Oh,
Come on, I'll help you write these down on some note cards.
much obliged, Uncle Harold.
Where are you two boys off to?
I'm just giving Cupid a helping hand.
Well, what do I tell little Dora Lee when she gets here?
Just tell her her hair glistens like a wet rat dog after pulling itself from a slimy swamp.
Why does that sound familiar?
Excuse me.
Oh, child, come in.
Can I help you? I'm in need of a plunger. I was given this here address, told I could get one.
Well, you're just as purty as Fester says.
I beg your pardon?
Yep, you sure look like the marrying kind of me.
Marrying kind.
And do you know why I think a girl should get married? 'Cause I'm married. You know, I dreamed about it all through my childhood. Getting proposed to by that perfect beau. All the excitement of planning a wedding. You know, I was registered at the Dollar General. I was going to have my ceremony behind my mom and dad's house, between the 1956 Ford tractor and the puppet dog house. There was a nice patch of grass that the goat kept trimmed real nice. It was a beautiful day. Oh, I'm sorry, honey, I'm getting all sentimental.
That's okay. I think it sounded all really nice. So how much is it?
How much is what?
Toilet plunger.
Oh, put one. Wait. win a free antique toilet plunger. Congratulations.
Golly, I ain't never won nothing in my life.
Oh, you're welcome.
Much obliged.
You're welcome.
And thank you for the marriage talk. It really got me to thinking.
And remember, being a housewife is the highest calling in the world. Oh, wait, you got a phone look? Second side. Oh, Bester is going to have my hide. That little girl. Oh, that's girly, and I'm in trouble.
Oh, well, here's your frog leg. Maybe that'll help.
Thanks, Grandma.
You know, I hear somebody new moved in town.
Oh, you know, I did see a fancy car driving up the road a minute ago.
That's right, and they're from the city way up north.
Oh, no, lots of practically a whole lot of country.
I know.
Where'd you meet him?
Meet him, heard about it on Milwaukee.
Jeez, I missed the scoop this time.
I guess so. Sassafras and Mabuso, come in, Mabuso. Go ahead, Sassafras.
Just wanted to let you know the foreigners is heading yours way.
Oh, they're coming. Oh, is my girdle showing?
No, but your pantyhose are a little wrinkly.
I'm wearing pantyhose.
And you look just fine.
Well, hello. Good afternoon, ladies.
Oh, come in, come in.
Well, I'm doing it. You can feel my ears with jam and they ain't the cutest things I've ever seen.
That ain't true, then grits ain't groceries and eggs ain't poultry.
That's right.
Excuse me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hello, welcome to Cricket County. Won't you play yourself?
Sure. I'm Monica Norcutt. And this is my husband, Reginald.
So very nice to meet you.
Oh,
Well, we're moving in the house down the road.
We already know. You're moving into the old Wilson house. And you're the pride and mother of a bunch of kids. And he's a real estate salesman. And you're both richer than Clabber Cream.
Have we met?
Look out, Wookie.
don't mind her at all. Well, welcome to Cricket County. Won't you play yourself now?
Excuse me?
Won't you have a seat?
Oh, thank you, but I don't have time for idle chit-chat.
Do that.
Fancy talking.
Oh, yes, sir.
We were wondering if we might borrow some tools. Mine haven't arrived on the truck yet.
Of course, round here, we believe in share and share alike. Yes, sir. They're around back in the shed. Help yourself the whole box.
Thank you so much. I'll get it.
You're welcome. And if you need any help at all while you're moving in, you just ask. Now, I can cook like there's no tomorrow. Well, my husband, he's a good candyman too. Yeah?
Don't believe her. When she cooks, the cockroaches eat out. When you come down to my diner, I'll fix you some tuna noodle surprise.
Only surprise is that it glows in the dark and it melts the silverware.
Well, at least I don't burn my salads.
Well, at least flies don't come to my kitchen and commit suicide.
Ladies, you mustn't squabble in front of guests.
She's right. We're being we're being oh so silly.
Well, what do people in the city do in front of guests?
Well, usually the first thing that happens is someone compliments my looks.
Well, you know, you have skin that's like fine porcelain. You do.
Thank you. It's amazing what surgery can do for us girls these days.
You had surgery on your face?
Did you get kicked in the teeth by a mule?
They sure did patch you up good.
I had a facelift.
Yep, that's what a good kicking from a mule will give you.
It's called plastic surgery. It's what women do where I'm from to keep their husbands from roaming.
Geez, all these years I've been just chaining Harold to the kitchen stove.
I've had my nose raised, my chin tightened, my tummy tucked, and my thighs trimmed.
I'm a really mean mule.
It has nothing to do with mules.
Excuse me.
The procedures are done by doctors who specialize in those sorts of things.
Think they can do anything for me?
I said they were doctors, honey, not magicians.
Don't mind her. Grandma tells her she's so old she can remember when the Grand Canyon was just a ditch.
Well, ladies, how can you be friends if you dislike each other so much?
Dislike each other. Well, I Mama Jean Taylor is one of my nearest and dearest friends.
That's right. We stick up for each other here in Cricket County.
Could have fooled me.
Thank you again, Uncle Harold. Oh, Paula, did my little sweetie pie get here yet?
Oh, she did, Fester, but she was in a really hurry. But you know what? You don't never mind. I put in a good word for you.
Much obliged.
I'm just helping Fester snag his nag like I snagged mine.
I've even come up with a poem, too. I don't smoke, I don't chew, I don't kiss on girls who does. Well, I'm working on the round part. I better get going if I'm gonna snag me that nag by the end of the week. See you later.
Look, Fester. Honey, come here. I want you to meet our new neighbors. This is Monica Northcutt and her husband, Rocky.
Actually, my name is Reginald.
Welcome to Cricket County, Oregano.
Reginald.
Well, we gotta go. We have professional movers coming to move out our things.
You need any help moving in?
Actually, no, we're professional movers.
Yeah, we have professional movers.
You take care of that pretty face now, you hear?
Let's go, honey.
Did you see the beautiful pearls around her neck?
Did you smell that fancy perfume she was wearing?
Did you see that pretty husband of hers?
Hey, what's he got that I ain't got?
Nothing, honey. You got everything he's got.
Boy, I sure wish I could have some of that Miss Monica's beauty secrets.
Me too. We should get all the housewives together and have a quilting party. We can pick that citified brain of hers, and we can find out what it feels like to be beautiful and sophisticated like the rest of the world.
Oh, thank you. I'm game because I'm sick of looking like this.
And we're sick of looking at it.
Polly, can I borrow a cup of sugar for my apple cake?
Oh, you can calm down, cut the act. She left.
Oh, sassafras kudzu, abort mission. I repeat, abort mission. What do you mean she left? You were supposed to hold down there until I got here.
What do you want me to do? Hold tight to your chair?
Well, just till I got here.
What happened, Mama Jane? Why did you order this?
Oh, you should have seen her. She was pretty in a 30-pound basque.
Her skin was as smooth as China doll.
And she talks so fancy.
She had her tummy tucked, her nose raised, her chin tight, her thighs trimmed.
Goodness gracious, did she get kicked by a mule?
I would love to get a tummy tuck. I haven't touched my back pockets in years.
I want a facelift. Well, you guys, this is Cricket County, and there ain't no doctors for miles that can do that kind of stuff around here.
No, but that don't mean we can't do something.
We're going to have a quilting party. And we are, and we're going to invite the Northcutts, and we're going to invite Monica, and then she can teach us all how to be beautiful and sophisticated.
That's gonna give me more time to tease my hair.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
I mean, we gotta bring our husbands along?
Ugh, I didn't think about that.
Well, you know, while we're learning from Miss Monica, our husbands can be learning from oregano.
Hey, my Elrod died 30 years ago and I ain't got me no husband.
Oh, it's okay, Grandma. You can come anyway. Yeah.
And let Miss Monica think I'm not good enough to have my own living, breathing ball and chain? I don't think so.
But you just gotta come. It just wouldn't be the same without your boring stories.
Oh, I'll come. And I will have a husband on my own.
it's all set. Nope. I mean, more fun than mud wrestling in the bar.
Here we go. Well, I ain't had a new husband in a long time. I better go practice up. Metamucil, checking out.
Okay, so it's all set. The first Tuesday's quilt party is going to be held on Monday instead of Thursday.
What do you mean my stories is boring?
Howdy. Anybody home? Okay, now you come sit down right here. Pretend to be that pretty Dora Lee I met yesterday. And I'm gonna pretend to be me. Dora Lee. Your hips look like two bowling balls covered in hog lard, that's it. Man, I better keep these cards right close to me or I'm gonna sure mess up for good.
Excuse me?
Oh, hi, Dora, come on in. I didn't see you there.
I went to the main branch, but nobody was there, so I came to this one.
Sorry, we closed up the hardware store early on Thursdays.
I want to return this. I think its plunging days are over.
I'm sorry you wasn't satisfied with your purchase.
I didn't know you had a customer.
Who? Him? Oh, that's just my buddy. Actually, his name is Buddy. Hey, look at that tiddly mouse over there.
Mouse.
All right, Mr. Buddy, now you have a great day. Tell Mrs. Buddy and everybody we say hello. Well, this is the second time you've seen me. You feeling anything yet?
Well...
Okay, Fester, just calm down. You got everything you need right here. You got your cards. Cupid, if you're out there, I really could use a helping hand. I'm as nervous as a tick on a dip day. I'm back.
As I was saying, I was wondering if I could get another plunger.
Well, Dora, there's something I need to tell you. Can you come over here and sit down, please?
Okay.
Dora, I've been admiring you since the first day I saw you, and there's just something I need to get off my chest.
There is?
It's your breath.
What about my breath?
Your breath comes smelling at me like a wet bird dog after pulling itself from a slime of swamp. What I mean to say is it's your hips. Your hips remind me of two bowling balls covered in hog lard. What I mean to say is it's your lips. They're never allowed to come near me because they're ugly and putrid in my sight. Now that's straight. Forget these, Dora. What I really mean to say to you is, would you like to go on a date with me here tonight at the Cricket County Quilting Bee?
That is the most romantic thing anybody has ever said to me. My mama's gonna be so happy.
Mama?
She was afraid I was gonna die an old maid. She'll be tickled to death to know I'll be the next Cricket County housewife.
Housewife?
I won't even need this here plunger no more, since you'll be taking care of those kinds of things once we're married.
Married?
I'll be sure to watch real close tonight so I know how a good housewife is supposed to treat her husband.
Husband?
I better go get ready. You can pick me up at my house. It's the little one on Blueberry Hill. I'm much obliged to you for proposing me like this.
Propose? Cupid, you rascal, what have you done to me?
Who turns the house lights up? You didn't do too good with these lights.
House light's not my job.
House lights! They're around the corner. So it's intermission. We do have some refreshments back there, but we also have some entertainment for you here. So if you want to get up and help yourself to refreshments and stuff, but that turn the kitchen light on too. Just go on back, help yourself to some refreshments, and we'll set up for some entertainment here. Okay? Did you like the show so far? Roland and Barbara's 55th.
Wow.
No.
55th.
I thought you were going to say 50. 55. 55th anniversary. That's pretty good. Me and Elrod didn't make it that long. You want to come up here, Barbara, and where's your hubby? Right there. And your hubby. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, Mary Golden. Happy anniversary to you. These housewives don't do too well. Okay, now, I got a little, come on, Polly. Polly and I are going to sing a song, and we got Miss Monica. Oh, sorry. Got Miss Monica, we taught her a song to sing with us. That's all of us. And we got a rhythm section. Okay, we're gonna sing a song and we're gonna do it. I don't know what that is. Wait. What song we're singing? Yes. Bright as every moon, please shine down on me. Oh, Mr. Moon, bright as every moon, hiding behind that tree. Come on, shoot that possum with my big shotgun. Shoot that possum before it starts to run. Now, Mr. Won't you please shine down on me, please shine down on me, please shine down on me. Shine down. Okay, now we also got somebody you ain't met yet, but he's an amazing talent, I'll tell you. Armin! Come on out here, Armin. Armin plays the squeeze box. Got himself an accordion, and he's gonna and Armin's gonna play a little song that they sing in England. So you might know this, Ron and Dan, because their daughter lives in England, you know.
All right.
And it's about. You want to tell about that song?
It's a song about Dunkin' Biscuits. In England, they call it cookies and biscuits in England, and they dunk them in their tea. I know a guy who wrote this song and met him on the YouTube. So I learned it off the YouTube. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Let's start over. I don't know the difference. Yeah.
go get his guitar? No. Okay, good. This is a little whippersnapper that I've known ever since he was a little guy. He used to live here in Montague, and 30 years ago or so, he moved down, way down, under. He moved to Australia, and he came back, and I'm so happy to see him. Some of you might know him. This is little little Kevin Tenho.
Little Kevin Tenho.
And I roped him into this. This is what he does. So he's going to play a couple tunes for us while we're getting our costumes changed.
All right, you got a deal.
Thank you very much.
I must steal a chair. Steal a chair.
We're right here in our kitchen.
Now the beautiful part about this is nobody knows these songs, so I can mess them up as much as I want.
There you go.
Thanks, darling. There's a guy in Australia called Paul Kelly, and these are some of his songs. This one's called I've Done All the Dumb Things, which is pretty much what Mrs. Thompson will tell you I've done in life. All right, if I can get the nerves down. All right, here we go. Welcome strangers to the show. I'm the one who should be lying low. I saw the knives out and I turned my back. I heard the train coming, but I stayed right out on the track. In the middle of a dream. I lost my shirt, I pawned my ring. I've done all the dumb things. I caught the fever and I heard the tune. I thought I loved her, I hung my heart on the moon. I started howling and I made no sense. I thought my friends would all rush to my defense. In the middle of a dream. I lost my shirt, I pawned my ring. I'd done all the dumb. Now I get all your good advice, and it never stopped me from going through these things twice. I saw the knives out, I turned my back. I heard the train coming, but I stayed right out on the track. In the middle of a dream. I lost my shirt, I pawned my ring. I'd done all the dumb. Getting started. This one I learned only about 2 weeks before I came over here, so I learned it a few weeks ago, really, and I haven't played it, so if I really mess it up. This one's called God Told Me To, and Mrs. Thompson would probably like the title, but it's probably not what she's thinking. Too bad. All right. My name is John Johanna. I am misunderstood. Lately I have been accused of grievous murder in cold blood. My mission is most righteous. My cause is true and just. The wicked need chastisement. You know it's either them or us. God told me to. I did what I had to do. God told me to. right down the back. I'll be right back in 1 second. I just forgot my capo. And my roadie's not getting it for me. Back in the 1930s, there was 2 Aboriginal artists, and one's name was Queenie Mackenzie, and the other one was Rover Thomas. And they met together on a cattle station back in like the 50s, and Rover got his head bashed in by a horse that kicked his scalp off a little bit, and she fixed him up, and they kind of were together ever since. And he painted, and she wanted to learn how to paint, and so they kind of taught each other, and they became really good Aboriginal artists. You know the little dot paintings that they do over there in Australia? So they kind of died back in the mid-90s sometimes, but some time ago. But Mr. Paul Kelly wrote a song called The Ballad of Queenie and Rover, and so this is for them. A bit of an Australian history lesson. I'm really sorry. I know school's just started, and probably hate me for that. All right. Let's see if I can get the words in my head. Queenie was born on the banks of the Great Ord River, 1930 maybe. Her mother was black, her daddy white. Her papa was a fine horse breaker. Her mama sang songs of the old lawmakers. She used to hide young Queenie in the bush and rub black charcoal all over her hair and her face. Every time the police came around, looking for any blonde-haired, brown-skinned children to round them all up and take them on downtown. Shine on, you immortal one. Shine on, you immortal one. Rover was born in the desert. He lived out there until his mother died. And then he moved around a lot from place to place. Bedford Downs, Bow River, Lissendale, Wyndham, building fences, working as a stockman. Then he had a series of dreams. He started painting what he heard and he seen. Rainbow serpents, krill, Cyclone Tracy, the killing fields, everything that lives and breathes. Right on, you immortal one. Right on, you immortal one. Shine on, you immortal one. Your story will always run. When Rover and Queenie were young, they met at New Texas Down Station. She worked as a cook there for a long time. She said, hey, cowboy. Later on, she said, nice boy, good worker, top rider, lucky one, that one. One day, a mean horse whipped the scalp from his head. She stitched him up with a boiled needle and thread. Good as any doctor, they were friends ever after. She said she wants to paint, he said I'll teach you. They died within months of each other. Right on, you immortal one. Shine on, you immortal one. Your story will always run. Forever run. Forever run. think I'll play one that you guys might have heard. See if I'll kill this one. I know you guys know this one. A long, long time ago, well, I can... Oh, sorry, let me start this again. I don't even know this one. Long, long time ago, well, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. And I knew if I had my chance that I could make those people dance and maybe they'd be happy for a while. But February made me shiver with every paper I deliver. Oh, bad news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step. I can't remember if I cried when I read about his widow bride, but something touched me deep inside the day the music it died. Help me out. So bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, "The day that I die, this will be the day that I die." Did you write the book of love, and do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so. Thank you. Now do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your whole soul? And can you teach me how to dance real slow? Well, I know that you're in love with him, 'cause I saw you dancing in the gym. You both kicked off your shoes, and I was digging on rhythm and blues. I was a lonely teenage rock and rock with a pink carnation and a pickup truck. But I knew I was out of luck today. The music died. We started singing, bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, "This will be the day that I die. This will be the day that I die." One more verse. I met a girl who sang the blues, and I asked her for some happy news, but she just smiled and turned away. So I went down to the sacred store, where I heard the music years before, but the man there said the music, it wouldn't play. But in the streets the children screamed, the lovers cried and the poets dreamed. Oh, but not a word was spoken. The church bells all were broken. And the three men I admire most, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, they caught the last train for the coast. The day the
afraid to find out what that might be.
Just try to get through it. Hurry up with your makeup or we'll be late.
But I just finished my makeup.
That reminds me, I have a little surprise for you.
A surprise for me? Reginald, you shouldn't have. Although I'm very glad you did.
Open it. Do you like it? It's a gift certificate for your next facelift.
But I had a facelift last year.
I know, dear, but Mr. Gravity has been working overtime. Are you excited?
Oh yes, I love it. Thank you, dear.
Speaking of all that, when's the last time you had a Botox injection?
It's been a while.
I can tell. If you're a good little wife, we'll speak with Dr. Bob about it.
Reginald, can I ask you a question?
Of course you can, sweetheart.
Do you love me?
How can you even ask me that? I think you're beautiful.
But even if I weren't beautiful.
Don't you worry about a thing. As long as there's plastic surgery, you'll always be beautiful. Here you go. Are you ready for the dullest evening of your life? I'll start the car.
Well, maybe I'll put a little background music on for some atmosphere.
Welcome back to Swap and Shop on the air. We have our next caller. This is Swap and Shop. Go ahead.
Yeah. If anybody out there's got some used pink plastic flamingos for sale,
Oh, gosh.
call me at 555-39.
Oh, no, I don't think that helped at all. Harold! Harold! You getting the drinks, honey?
Right here, honeysuckle.
Harold, where are the glasses?
We just passed the jug around last time.
We are not passing the jug around. The Northcotts will think we ain't got no class at all.
Well, we ain't got no class.
Well, maybe you ain't got no class, but I've been practicing. Look, I can walk without a slouching. and you want to hear? I've been practicing some fancy talking too. Do you want to hear?
Sure.
Okay. I took the parsimonious mule into town yesterday and traded it in for a magnanimous bellwether.
Ooh, that's some fancy talking. What does it all mean?
I don't know. I just talk. I don't decipher.
Well, everybody's going to enjoy this, my muscadine juice.
Muscadine juice? I don't remember you making any muscadine juice.
Sure, I made it last week when you were laid up with your broke ankle.
Last week? Harold, that was 3 years ago.
My, how time flies.
Harold, you know what happens to muscadine juice that's been cork tight for 3 years?
It gets real sweet.
Yeah, real sweet. Well, Grandma says it's like a truth serum, and they start drinking that, they'll start popping the first thing that comes out their mouth, or their mind, and out of their mouths, they're gonna, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, get rid of that, get some well water, that's gonna have to do for now.
Okay, honey.
All right, pig knuckle.
I shall enter my dwelling and so converse with the likes of you all.
Oh, Patty, relax, they ain't here yet.
Oh, don't remember, sit all the way over here.
Where's Armin?
He's picking the pickup out back. I don't want the Northcotts to know that old wreck belongs to me.
Well, I truck's in good shape.
I was talking about Armin.
Woo-wee, you look pretty in that new dress. I thought you were going to wear your red one.
trying to get these chairs.
All right, here, go get the fly swatter. To the back seat of the truck. And don't rip your pants. Those are your best camouflage pants.
Here.
All right. Great. All right. Well, Polly, I'm telling you, your house sure does look spotless.
Why, thank you. You know, cleaning's been a breeze since that Harold made me that four-wheel drive vacuum cleaner. Well, you know, I thought that when the guys get here, we could put them on this side of the room so we can talk about them and they won't hear us.
That sounds good. Armin Flat, what is that you're gnawing on?
Oh, some beef jerky. I found it in the back of the pickup truck under a sack of fertilizer.
Oh, God. Don't you let them city slickers see you with that. Just stay over there while we get everything ready.
I got some spring water, honeysuckle.
Okay. Big knucklehead. Well, there ain't too much in there.
Well, if the pump needs priming, I'll get more later on.
Oh, I'll have to do for now. All right, well, you leave that right here. And for heaven's sakes, would you get rid of that muscadine juice?
Marvin, could you get rid of this for me, please, while I get some glasses?
Sure thing. You want some beef jerky?
No, thanks.
Oh,
I'll see you later.
Okay, see you later. Where do you want me to pour this?
Hello, ladies. Sorry I'm late, but Mr. and Mrs. Mozart is over, and Juan just got away from us.
What's up, Happy
Annie? I never done see your hair so big.
It is a special occasion.
Well, just be careful, because you remember what happened last year.
Oh, I remember.
And I still don't know how them crows made that nest in her hair.
Those crows are tricky little devils. Could have been worse.
Could have been a woodpecker.
Hey, honey, who's this Mr. and Mrs. Mozart you've been talking about?
Well, I heard they were real liked by the city crowds, so I thought I'd pretend I'm like I know them on a personal level.
Oh, that's a good idea. Can I know him too?
No. But there is another fellow you could know. What was his name? Sigmund Fraud.
Ooh, I do like that name.
I don't know if it's such a good idea for you guys to pass yourself off for anyway.
No, but no, I think it's fun to dress up every once in a while. Today, put on my new dress, and I went into the living room and I called Armin, tell him what you said to me when you saw me sitting there on the couch in my new burlap dress. Tell him.
God dang, who left that giant sack of taters in the living room?
I mean, after I kicked you in the britches with my steel-toed boot.
Gee, sweet pea, you sure look pretty in your new burlap dress.
Yeah, like a lemon dipped in vinegar.
Howdy, everybody. Sorry I'm late. My pickup got hot on me over on Highway 6.
Bester, where's little Dorley?
Oh, I must have left her in the truck.
You left her in the truck?
In the truck?
I'll be right back, guys.
Fester planted a dogwood tree, and he expected a litter of puppies.
He's just nervous, that's all.
He hasn't been on a date before.
I remember my first date with Charles Ray. Tell.
Where did he take you?
Deer hunting. Oh, but it was. We were sitting up in that deer stand all night in the tree, and the full moon was glassing off his glass eye. That's when it happened.
He leaned in and gave you some sugar.
He squirted me with stove set. Said it was marking the territory. Has anybody seen my little
she wasn't in the truck.
Well, aren't you gonna go look for her?
You think I should?
Yeah. Poor child.
There you are, you little Dickens, you.
Buster, what are you doing?
I'm holding the door like you told me to.
He's ever gonna ride. Come on in, honey child. Don't mind Fester. The more you get to know him, the more you admire dogs.
Wow, look at you in your pretty dress.
Excuse my messed up hair. I'm afraid the wind got to it.
It ain't windy at all.
It is if you're on the back of my pickup truck.
Made that poor child ride the back of the pickup truck.
I ain't been dating long, but everybody knows you don't let a wet bird dog sit on your girlfriend's lap. Sheesh.
You sit over here with the man. We ladies are gonna have a meeting.
I'll be right behind you, pumpkinhead.
Don't call a girl pumpkinhead. That's one rude.
I'll be right behind you, buffalo butt.
Now, listen good here, fellers. When the Northcutts get here, we don't want to be embarrassed. We want them to think we're the classiest housewives in all of Cricket County. I'm serious.
You're not gonna ruin this night for us. Just sit there and be quiet.
Okay, I think I'm gonna say something now. All right? What makes you think? Oh, let me count the ways.
Norman proposed to me through a mouthful of pork rinds.
Charles Ray requested the honeymoon suite at the Motel 6.
Jigger gave me flowers he got from the graveyard.
Mister, ain't all this making you excited about our future?
Future?
Now, Harold, you get the guys some of this nice well water to keep them busy until our real company gets here.
Yes, dear.
Okay.
Here you go, fellas. Have some nice well water from deep down in the well to help you forget your trouble.
Well, take it easy, guys. Quit gulping.
Goodness gracious, you ain't supposed to gulp it like a herd of wild animals. Sip it.
And hold your pinky out like this. This shows real class. They're gonna embarrass us. I just know it. Sip it.
I'll agree to that. This is the best well water I ever had. Nick, it's real smooth.
Are you guys still gulping over there? I told you to stop gulping. You can't live with them and you can't throw them in the river.
Wait, I think I heard a car.
Ooh. Oh. So excited. It comes. Okay, now, everybody sit up straight. And look happy. Come in.
Thank you, Polly.
Everybody, this is the Northcotts. This is Monica and her handsome, her husband,
Reginald.
Nice to meet you, Miss Monica. Oregano.
Reginald.
No, it's Armin.
I beg your pardon.
Armin? Oregano.
Excuse me, but oregano is an herb.
You go by herb?
Just forget it, Armin. Just sit down. Don't worry about it. Why don't the ladies come sit over here and grab a corner of the quilt? Here, Miss Monica, come sit next to me.
oh, here, I was saving a seat here next to me.
But there's a good seat right here about me.
Ladies, I'll sit right in the middle.
All right, now, her, you have a seat here. And then help yourself to some well water, okay? We ladies are having a meet.
Now remember, when you drink it, stick your pinky out like this.
Miss Monica, I've heard so much about you. All your facelifts, toes things, tummy tucks.
Actually, it isn't polite to bring it up at a party.
Oh, of course it ain't. Bodine. Monica, that's Bodine. And this is Hattie, and Gretchen, and sweet little Dorlee. She's soon to be the newest housewife of the county.
I feel so lucky being here with all of y'all tonight. Vester is the man of my dreams. So, how long have you two known each other? Since 2 days ago.
Oh my, isn't that impetuous?
No, ma'am, it was Tuesday.
Vester's a fine boy. He's a fine boy.
And speaking of mules,
Were we?
I took my parsimonious mule into town yesterday and traded it for a magnanimous bellwether.
What in the Sam Hill?
Polly, you just said that you took your frugal mule into town and traded it for an unselfish trendsetter.
I did? Oh. Okay, I didn't do that.
Oh, Hattie. Who's it? How is Mr. and Mrs. Mozart? Yes. Mr. and Mrs. Mozart were over today, and we were chewing the cud for hours.
Mozart? Are you referring to the famously prolific composer?
I ain't too sure his religious background.
Don't you know that Mozart is dead?
That's right. Bless his heart. I told him to go to the doctor. He said he wasn't feeling
All right.
It's really.
The way I see it, you must keep your woman on a short leash. Remind him often who the boss is.
Could you hold it down over there? Not yet.
Oh, ain't nothing. My wife done made herself a new dress. But, bless her heart. That's okay. She's the excess baggage in the airport of my life.
wanted some freedom. So I extended the kitchen.
Now, what were we talking about?
How we keep our women on a short leash.
Okay, now you just wait out here and I'll come check on you. Oh, geez, hold on. I forgot my mitt. Hi, everybody.
Who are you yelling out there?
My old ball and chain. He's not feeling too well, so I told him to keep your mules company. Go out and wave at him. He's sitting under the tree out there. Go ahead. Say hello.
What's his name?
His name is Armin. Okay. His name is Horace.
Hi there, horse.
Hi, horse hands.
Horace.
Grandma, can we just talk to you for a minute?
Who you got under that tree? Fester Scarecrow.
Scarecrow?
Well, I offered old man Perky a year's supply of snuff if he'd pretend to be my husband, but he said that Amelia wouldn't like it.
Who's me?
His new wife. So now I just wanted to be a wife like the rest of you, so go, sit down.
So you went and got a dummy for husband?
Well.
Would anybody mind if I go home and work on my my tractor?
Oh, sit down, Chigger. Right?
I missed my tractor.
Oh, you missed more. You missed more than that. Right? Sit down.
You mustn't spit your life party like that. No, I should say not. You should honor your husband and respect him, especially when in mixed company.
Okay. Remember that for the future, your life.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
What's that you say, Henry? I love you too. That's the way I speak to my Henry out there, with respect.
Henry, I thought his name was Horace.
Well, it's Horace Henry Hinkle.
Cover everything.
Yeah.
So, what do you ladies do at one of your little parties?
Well, if we're not a quilting or canning tomatoes, then we're swapping recipes or talking about garden secrets. And we talk about things of the world.
Oh, like what?
Well, you know, like real interesting things like, why is it called after dark if it's really after light? And did the shepherds in the Bible get a staff discount?
What if everybody went blind in the year 2020?
You know, thought-provoking stuff like that.
What do you talk about? What do you?
I'm just gonna ask her that.
Okay, well, why don't you, Grandma?
Well, last month we all got together and watched Cats on Broadway.
You watch Cats for fun?
Oh, yes, it was most delightful.
Well, all right, let's go. I got 20 or so calicos in the barn. We can go look at them.
I have an idea. Come on back. Why don't we plan a tanning party?
A tanning party?
Y'all like that kind of thing?
Oh, yes. It helps us look young and refreshed.
Wow, you're just full of surprises. So tell me, do you prefer deer skins or small fur skins?
Maybe we could ask Sigmund Freud to come tanning with us.
This is the best well water I've ever had.
So relaxed.
What are you talking about?
What were you talking about?
Women.
My wife, an angel.
You're lucky. Mine is still alive.
I never listened to her. At least I think that's what she says.
Now remember, Fester, when you talk to little Dorothy, make sure you get the last word in. Yes, dear.
Well, I don't know about you all, but I'm in control of my house. But don't tell my wife.
Gentlemen, it's time for the truth. Take a look at my wife. Now take a look at your wives. I keep my wife looking young and fresh. My wife has the face of a saint. Yours, a Saint Bernard.
It's like cocaine you're talking about.
I've seen healthier looking faces on a pirate flare. But never fear. I'm here to help you with your wide problem. I mean your knife problem. I mean your wife problem.
So, what do you ladies do to keep yourselves looking young and beautiful?
I always put on gloves before I slop the hogs.
But when do you do something for you? What about your leisure time? When do you get a chance to lounge by the pool or visit a museum? Or conduct an afternoon tea party or one of those kind of things? What's your opportunity for your husbands to pamper you?
Amen, sister.
I get the feeling I've been missing out.
But I like cooking. I like cleaning and gardening and stuff. I like that.
That's because you don't know anything else. Don't you see? That's why I'm here. To introduce you to modern-day women's rights. We shall stand together and march to proclaim our rightful place in the world.
Okay.
You won't take it anymore.
No, okay, so what do we give our husbands in return?
Your beauty. What privilege of looking at and admiring your flawless features.
Oh, in case you didn't notice, ain't none of us gonna win any beauty contest.
All you need is a little fixing up.
Honey, we need an overhaul.
A little makeup could do wonders.
I'm wearing makeup.
Spend a day at the beauty salon.
I was there all day.
I made myself this dress.
I'm wearing lots of jewelry.
So don't you see? You're doing your part. Now it's your husband's job to make sure you're sitting in the lap of luxury. That's what marriage is all about.
What about love?
How does love factor into all of this?
I'm afraid love just isn't enough. As you can see, I work very hard to get my Reginald to notice me. It's more about what's practical than anything else.
And to think I've been doing it wrong all this time.
Thanks to you, Miss Monica, we've seen the light.
Could you all hold it down over there? We're trying to have some quality men talk.
Charles Ray, who do you think you are treating me like a ground floor tenant in a two-story outhouse?
Huh?
I'm on to your petty and selfish ways.
You are.
Freeman.
No,
She is revolting.
no more than usual. But you always make instead of would love the way it make you laugh.
I don't find that funny.
Yeah.
Herb, you want to go bowling? So I told him go get your ball.
Hey, who asked you anyway? Look.
Harold, ain't we going bowling yet?
Yeah, where's your bowling bag?
Sit right here.
That's what? Mr. Hunter, you ought to respect your wife, the beautiful being that she is.
I thought we were just joking.
Harold, you don't respect me at all. I'm always out there working in the garden.
But you love working in the garden.
And I'm always cooking in the kitchen.
But you love cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah, you know, right, he's right. I do like to do that.
That's because he's programmed you to think you love those things.
Harold, how dare you program me under my nose behind my back? Oh,
Say,
Harold, aren't we going bowling yet?
Charles Ray, why don't you respect me?
But I do respect my little heifer.
You too, Jigger.
I do respect you. When I have climbed all the way up to the water tower with a can of spray paint to respect your honor.
So why am I slaving away all day in the house when I should be in the lap of lunacy?
luxury.
But I do treat you like royalty.
Oh, I didn't mean to take me to Burger King.
You get it the way you want it.
Charles Ray,
You can have your way too.
Charles Ray, when's the last time we did anything romantic?
Don't you just remember there was a full moon last week? Remember what I went for, do you?
Yeah. You said remind you of Mama pulling weeds.
Reginald, you cannot find that funny.
When in Rome. Geez, Mr. Northcutt, you were right about your wife. She don't know how to be quiet at all.
What did you say, young man?
Well, we was just talking about how you like to talk and talk.
Reginald, you can't talk about me to these rednecks.
Hey, who you calling a redneck?
I mean hillbillies.
Hey, hillbilly.
That's not what I meant. Remember, ladies, I'm not the enemy. They are.
Hey, everybody simmer down, simmer down. There ain't no enemies here. I don't know where you got that idea, Mr. Northcutt, but I love my wife. She's the kindest, most lovable person in the world.
And for some reason, I'm feeling really brave right now. I'm ready to say what I've always wanted to say to my wife.
You wouldn't.
Don't you try and stop me, Miss Monica. I'm waiting to say this, and by golly, I'm going to say it.
Don't you dare.
Gretchen Flack,
Yeah?
I think you are the most beautiful woman in the world to me.
Oh.
There, I
Ain't that sweet?
But she's not the most beautiful woman in the world, because my Bodine is.
Hattie makes Rich, you all look like a bunch of humpback whales.
No, Holly's the most beautiful.
To
Dora Lee's prettier than a pan full of catfish.
Mister, you make me so happy.
You're all crazy. Look at my wife next to yours. She's flawless. And after her next facelift, she'll be practically perfect. I love my beautiful wife.
Mr. Northcutt, our husbands think we're pretty too, but they love us for what's on the inside.
We go on with each other all the time, but you can do that when your love runs deeper than a freshwater spring.
We respect our husbands and they respect us. And even though we might get old and wrinkled down the road, it doesn't matter because we love each other.
Ladies, it seems I owe you an apology. My intentions were to show you that...
Oh, now, Miss Monica, you did show us. You showed us that underneath all that fake stuff is a kind and loving and sensitive woman.
You also showed us that it wouldn't hurt us any to take the curlers out of our hair, wash the garden dirt off our hands, and spruce ourselves up for our husbands once in a while.
I'll drink to that.
You're right, ladies. We should all be concerned about what's in here, where it really matters.
Son, you're gonna lose. If you're not careful, you're gonna lose a real jewel there.
That's right. You know what the good book says? It says that a fine wife is the best treasure that a man can get. And that's in Proverbs.
But I thought you wanted all this.
I wanted it because I thought that's what you wanted.
I'm sorry.
Ain't that sweet?
I just love happy endings.
Oh, I'm just gonna just say something to my ball and chain out there. I'm gonna come out there and give you some sugar pretty soon too.
Grandma, what? Your good book also says something about bearing false witness against thy neighbor.
She's right. See, I'm older than dirt. And my husband died a long time ago. I'm not a housewife anymore.
But who's that underneath the shade tree?
That's a scarecrow I made.
He's right. I just wanted to be a wife like the rest of you.
See, it fooled you too. When I make a scarecrow, I make a real lifeline.
I wonder if they were all here. We're all here. It's the Swans man. Oh, can I help you?
Yes, please. I'm looking for a woman.
Hallelujah, it's a miracle.
You're right, Fester. It's lifelike.
Father, I thought you were coming tomorrow.
Well, yes, I was, but I was driving to your place and I saw your car parked outside and I decided to come on in. And there's this lovely lady here.
This is your daddy? My name is Jean Taylor, as in I'm a woman, I'm a breathing, and I'm a looking for a man.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Jean. You know, for a moment there, I thought I had died and gone to heaven.
What do you mean?
Well, the door opened and there stood an angel.
What do you know about that, guys? Cupid done struck again.
Grandma, you okay? Maybe we should leave him alone?
Do you think it's safe?
I'm a kid prepared for her cell.
I was worried about my father.
We should take a little late afternoon stroll and talk things over.
That's so thoughtful of you.
Get used to it.
Who needs plastic surgery?
Well, what are y'all talking at? Don't you all have something to do outside?
Come
suckle.
on, pink knuckle.
Come on, Armin. I'll have to look to that UFO you always harping on.
Okay, my little sweet pea.
Come on, Charles Ray. Help me get some kudzu from a flower arrangement.
Yes, ma'am, never leave.
Come on, Digger. Let's go catch some bugs and throw them at the bugs out.
Mister, maybe this is a good time to talk about which preacher we want to perform our marriage ceremony.
Preacher? I think that Tiddly Mouse is back again.
It doesn't seem I learned much at all about being a Crooked County housewife.
Well, you just sit down and you take notes, okay? Now, if we stay here, do you promise to be a gentleman and keep your lips to yourself?
I promise.
Well, I might as well go outside with the rest of the
That Cupid feller must be on vacation. Well, mister, don't give up, because I sure don't intend to. Oh, mister!
Oh. Oh, I'm a teen.
For next year's show. I can maybe narrow it down. We're talking about doing a musical.